Welcome back to Fourth Down and Dee. I'm your host, D. Capri, and I'm glad that you are joining me here. I have no voice. I gave it all to the Dome yesterday. Unfortunately, it still didn't help us get a win, you know. But this is going to be a very subdued episode. And the reason being is because I have a few points to make. Number one, Sean Payton, you know your personnel. You spend every waking hour with them at this facility, right? You spent days on months on the road with them. You know who you have on this team. You need to start coaching like it. Yesterday, I promise you, we were in the Dome. It was live. It was crunk. The beginning was just ridiculous. Sean Payton took the air out of the Superdome. That's hard to do. That's hard to do because a lot of his decisions yesterday were emotional, tyrannical, and just he was coaching with this arrogancy, which he always does. But I mean, you can take the emotion out of. You could be arrogant without the emotion, and yesterday he didn't. I mean, the Taysom package is fine. I don't have a problem with the Taysom package when it's used correctly. We already know what the Taysom package is. Why are you letting Taysom Hill launch a 40-yard pass to Deontay Harris, who was wide open? Nothing but green. But all of a sudden, it becomes a jump ball between him and 6'4", 6'1", 6'2" cornerback. The play before, your starting QB that you gave the reins to threw a touchdown to Kenny Stills, but was called back for a holding. Beautiful touchdown. If you are going to give your starting reins to the quarterback, let him play. Jameis was in a great rhythm out there. He was smooth. He was running the offense fine. He started a little slow, but once he got his feet up under him, he was fine. He was nervous. You could tell the first series he was nervous. But they started getting him some quick passes. Deontay, a little quick pass to, I think it was Juwan Johnson or Callaway, it might have been. And once he did that, he started getting in a rhythm. AK was running the ball amazingly. He had like 120 yards on the ground. But AK didn't have a pass. Not one. Not one pass. Zero. That's never happened in his career. The coaching decision to put Rojas, who can't hit a 31-yard field goal, out there for a 58-yard field goal. I'd rather them go for it. It's just bad coaching. It was bad coaching. But he gets in the press conference, and then he says, at some point, we got to be able to make a field goal. A true statement, but is that what you pull from the game? What? What? Bro, and then he challenges a clear first down because he's angry with the refs. Like, why are you wasting our timeouts? If you're going to coach like this, you know it's going to come down to crunch time. A lot of people are angry with the defense. The defense didn't have a stellar game yesterday. They didn't. But when it's 21-10 with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, exhaustion has set in at this point. We can't score on offense. We keep getting 3 and outs. It's like, come on, man. Come on. Defense stayed on the field far too long. And then we gave them the momentum. We didn't put them away when we should. My brother looked at me. The series before they went down and scored to make it a 3-point game, Darius looked at me, Duke. He looked at me and he said, that was our time to close the door, and we didn't. We got conservative with our play calling instead of just letting Jameis run the offense. That was one of the worst coach games I've seen in a very long time. And I don't feel like he sees it or understands it or knows it. He's just blaming everything else. And that's why it makes me angry. It really does because, we have the talent. The talent is there. But you have to start coaching the talent in the right direction. Like, come on, man. Let Jameis run the offense. Let him run the offense. Like I said, the Taysom package is fine. They worked a couple of times yesterday. It's fine. Let him do what he does best. But stop trying to manipulate the defense. You're not going to trick anybody with him throwing ducks and punts. He can't throw, man. He can't throw. Like, what is going on? Why are you forcing that? Like, and it's turning into, this Taysom versus Jameis when it's not that. It's not that at all. Taysom does fine in his role. Jameis does fine in his role. Just let him freaking play. Let him play. Like, this is dumb. This is dumb. Yesterday was a shit show. It really was a shit show. It was a shit show. And it makes, because you don't lose those type games. You don't lose those type games. Those type games are games that in the NFL, both are NFL teams, rightly so. They were better than 0-3 record. I give them that. But you don't lose to a quarterback that's 0-3 and give up 400 yards in the way that we did. You know what I'm saying? We stayed in the zone defense for too long or whatever, and Daniel Jones ate us up. He did. The rookie got picked on yesterday at Debo, and he kept getting picked on over and over and over and over and over. At some point, I thought Bradley Roby was going to come in, but no, didn't happen. He did get some snaps, but just not enough in my opinion, because when he was out there, he made some good plays. And that's just me looking. I hadn't really looked at the game again. That's for me just sitting in the stands and looking from, our perspective. And a lot of times it just seemed like I said, the dome was ready to explode. And I'm telling you, when Jameis threw the touchdown to Kenny Stills, the roof came off the place. Everybody's just screaming and running up and down. Then we saw the flag, and it was crazy. It was crazy. And then when Taysom came in, dropped back, everybody held their breath, threw a pick. That was the end of the game right there. I'm going to tell you, that was the end of the game. The end of the game. And it became like, oh, God, it's happening. One of those type games, But we're 2-2. It's the beginning of the season. I just hate wasted opportunities. We were supposed to be 3-1. 3-1 was right there in our fingertips, and we let it go. We let it go. Anyway, you got to press forward. We'll be playing in Washington next week, and another mobile quarterback, and he'll pick us apart because he's not a slouch. He's not a slouch. These QBs are not slouches anymore, man. He's not. So at this point, I still don't know what to say about this team. And because I know what's on our team, I know the talent we have on our team, I know what we don't have on our team, but I don't know what to say about the team as a whole. Because one game we'll play great on offense, one game we'll play great on defense, and offense looks bad. And one game we'll have a horrible defense, and they both know and then coaching doesn't show up. So I don't know. I don't know. Y'all tell me. If y'all know, y'all let me know. All right, well, see y'all next week, baby. Like always, who that? Go Saints.